All right, good morning, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbergen, coming to you live from Ravenscar, my backyard, with lots of coffee and, of course, no donuts. Probably for the best. All right. Yep, starting a little early. Don't see anyone here yet. That's okay. It gives me some time to drink the coffee. Coffee. There's an eyeball. We have one. Good morning, one. Hey, Jennifer. I kind of thought it might be you, kind of hoping it would be you. I'm afraid someday, you won't show up, and then the whole tribe will be worried where's Jennifer? Hey, good morning, Amy. Good morning. I hate this, Carpenter. I always look at your name, and then my brain goes, Deanna, and I always stumble over your name. But Deanna, hey, good morning, April. Did I see the moon last night? I caught a little bit of it where it was right up against, I'm not sure which planet it was up against. It might have been Jupiter or Saturn. Kind of pretty cool. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberlyn. Sherry. Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, S. I'm trying to see the plant in your avatar profile picture there, S. It looks pretty. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Now. Nope. If I did, it'd be back over here somewhere, but it might be too low. I guess I could run out to the front yard, but then you'd just be staring at this guy here. Diana. Okay. Diana. Okay. Diana. All right. Diana. Thank you. There are certain combinations that my brain has a hard time with. It's kind of weird. Oh, okay. It's an iris. Cool, S. Oh, that makes sense, kind of. Hey, good morning, Audrey. Welcome to the donut shop. It's getting warm out already. Getting warm and humid. I was looking at the weather, and it's only supposed to be up in the low 90s here in Houston, which is actually pretty dang nice. Now, if you start heading east of us again, dang, there's bad stuff going on there. I saw that the mosquito, the storm now, was it Sally, is looking like she's going to be somewhere between a class 2 and a class 3 when she hits the coast, and they're expecting all sorts of storm surge and flooding and terrible things. Hey, good morning, Katie. So, yeah, get ready. Hey, Johnny. I gotta check my email, see if Red Cross is calling again. Woo. Oh, good news. Well, good news for me. I don't know about the rest of you, but definitely good news for me. The Medicine Man Plant Company, we sold 30 bottles yesterday, which is absolutely amazing. Hey, Dina. I'm hoping I'm saying Dina Standing Water Hill. Oh, Lord, I need more coffee. So that's what happens is I wait until we're almost done with the broadcast before I take the brain pill. And before then, it's like, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, so, we'll see. Hey, Ziggy, just swinging by. Good morning, Lamona. Yep. Thank you. Congratulations to me. Yay! So things are starting to pick off. So I know at the beginning you all were buying it, and that was great, and it was cool, and hopefully you were telling your friends and family and sharing my posts and all that. But things are starting to grow organically. So, you all were the pebbles that triggered the avalanche. Ha! You are the power of the avalanche, tribe. That's what you got going for you. So, it's starting to take off, and it's been slowly climbing, the last 3-4 days, and we'll see what happens, because that's the numbers we need, especially since we were supposed to start selling back in April. But definitely could not do it without you all. And it's like I said, as you guys started the ball rolling here, getting the stuff, putting up the reviews, all that sort of thing. reminds me, another thing though. If any of you have tried to put up a review and Amazon said no, 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 let me know. There were a bunch of people so far that have contacted me and said that's been going on. We're appealing them, but it looks like Amazon was kind of wondering why this brand new company right out of the gate was having all these big sales. And so they thought maybe there was like corruption or something going on. And so we're sending in my whole social media profile and all that saying, look, no, I know people. So we'll see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's see prayers. Oh, dang. Sherry, yeah, my son is stationed at Pensacola praying. Yeah, that's a beautiful place, by the way. So is he Air Force? Or is that Navy Air Force there? Side note, Pensacola is where Mrs. Weather and I got married. But yeah, that is not a good place to be in on a hurricane because there's nothing there to protect you. Ooh, okay, definitely praying. Oh, cool, Sherry. My daughter found my brain pills had arrived early and surprised me as if they were a birthday gift. She knows how much I love them. That's awesome. That's awesome. You got an awesome daughter. Okay, Navy. All right. Yeah, because I know there's the Flight Museum there, and the Blue Angels are stationed there, aren't they? I guess is the Blue Angels though are Navy pilots. So yeah, scary. The church where Mrs. Weather and I got married actually got wiped out by a hurricane 10, 15 years ago. It's no longer standing. It was gone. I guess that's not making you feel better. I'm sorry, Sherry. But yeah, with the military and everything there, I'm assuming he's going to be well protected. Hey, good morning, Jeff. Oh, okay. Where is it? Kimberly. So not fake reviews, just too many reviews showing all up at once for a brand new product. So Amazon has data on everything. And when some new company starts selling, they know traditionally how long it takes to get reviews in. And so if suddenly people are getting the stuff and a bunch of people a week later, 2 weeks later are starting to write reviews on it, they go, that's unusual. Something's going on here. And so even though they're totally legit reviews, the Amazon sees them as something weird is going on because more people are putting the reviews than normally would put reviews for a new product. So not realizing it's y'all, a tribe. So it's not so much that the reviews are fake. They just say, we don't like the fact that so many reviews are showing up so quickly for this brand new company. Why would that be happening? And it's like, me and you. So kind of crazy there. Oh, definitely. That's one thing. The Amazon really, they understand the success of Amazon is due to the customers trusting them. So if anything from a seller looks suspicious or weird or whatever, they crack down. So yeah. From the customer side, really, Amazon, I mean, they have some predatory business practices and so forth. But as far as what you buy from Amazon, I mean, they really do stand behind their stuff. Old movie tied someone to a palm tree to save them in a hurricane. Would that really work? So that actually happened in Gilligan's Island too. It might have happened in a movie, but I remember there was an episode of Gilligan's Island where like Gilligan was tied to a tree during a hurricane. So it depends. If the tree didn't get knocked over, palm trees don't have huge root systems, and so they're fairly easy to knock over. That would be bad, especially if you were tied to a tree that was then knocked over into flooding water and you couldn't untie yourself. That would be a problem. You also have the lightning going around and stuff like that. So I I personally would think tying myself to a tree probably wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe if I was going to do something like that, I would have a long rope tied to the tree and then some sort of loop that I could hold on to, perhaps. But even at a wind, if 100-mile-per-hour wind, the problem isn't you being blown away; it's things being blown into you. And so, if you are again out, in the hurricane, there's all sorts of debris flying through the air, like arrows, and that would be bad too. So, really, I would say, hide from the wind, get above the flooding, and tying yourself to a palm tree really does neither of those. Hey, good morning, Kathleen. Good morning, Julie. Hey, Surrender. It's gotten to wonder. Hadn't seen you for a while. Okay, sure. Immunity and brain pill were wrapped in bubble wrap and plastic bubble envelope. We've had people receive it like that where the bottles have been broken. Surrender got it that way. It's supposed to be in a box. Ziggy, I saw a new thing on Amazon Prime Video called Watch With Your Mates. They're calling us Prime Mates right now. That's interesting. Okay, so I've spent a lot of time. One of my older companies, they put us through sales training. All the scientists put us through sales training too, because we would accompany the salespeople, and they want to make sure we all knew how to sell. And that led me down the Jedi mind trick path of all sorts of sales techniques and so forth. And so when I see a company naming people something, there's a reason for it. There's some psychological thing for that. And, if it's a good name, powerful name, that's good. But calling us primates. So my thought, okay, yeah, there's a cute little ring bell, da-da-da-da-da. But at the same time, it seems like a psychological downplay of our humanness. Just me. Hey, we're nothing but monkeys. Hey, good morning, Christina. Good morning, Sarah. Yeah, flying debris is not so good in a hurricane, definitely. Good morning, Chris. Oh. All right, just a minute. Okay, here's a good one. Okay, what are your thoughts on GMO mosquitoes being released in Florida? I don't like it. I don't like it. Here's the thing about nature. If a bunch of food shows up, something will then show up to eat that food. Now, mosquitoes, you think of mosquitoes as predators. They're coming in attacking and sucking blood and spreading diseases and all this sort of stuff. But at the same time, as they're food for bats and dragonflies and birds and all sorts of critters. And so as the mosquitoes population goes down, there's less food for those other critters. As the mosquito population goes up, there's more food for those critters. So the thing with the GMO, I guess, what are they supposed to do? Like, I don't know if they're sterile, but they still mate, but then mosquitoes only mate once, and so the eggs aren't fertile or something like that. Mosquitoes suck. Mosquitoes spread diseases, but some bug spray, and there's a lot of different herbal-based bug sprays that will work for a lot of people. The GMO mosquitoes, it seems like a solution, a big solution for a medium problem. My thoughts. I would think a submarine would be the best place to shelter from a hurricane. Yeah, a submarine would be excellent. I think Minnesota might be a good place to shelter from a hurricane too. But yeah, if you can get under the water, I was curious. I wonder how deep the turbulence from a hurricane goes. But even then, I mean, in a submarine, you just go out, you go deeper. Hey, good morning, Terry. Oh, question for the tribe. Maybe off topic, but the tribe knows everything. Yep, the wisdom of the masses. So, does anyone have a recommended press or nutcracker for black walnuts? Looking for something purposely designed as opposed to mechanic's vice or driving over with a car. Needs to be able to accept 2-inch nuts. A number of the Ace hardware stores around Texas still occasionally sell pecan nut crackers. But look up pecan nut crackers. It's a little hand sort of device, and just see if it also does black walnuts. I know my parents ended up buying one of the pecan crackers because when they'd be down here, they'd collect a bunch of pecans. I'm trying to think though I'd have to ask Dad. Dad, are you here, Dad? I haven't seen Dad yet this morning. I'll have to ask Dad if he tried his pecan cracker on his black walnuts. Oh man, Jennifer, awful story from the 1900s Galveston storm, Isaac storm. Was a nun tying orphans to a rope. Ugh. Yozy. Kind of scary. Yeah, ropes and hurricanes probably just a bad combination. If your plan involves a rope and a hurricane, maybe rethink it. Okay, let's see. How does this work? Oh, just a minute. Okay, I'm actually okay with GMO mosquitoes. Says they can't breed or bite. It will essentially wipe out the biting female mosquitoes. Okay, and so you wipe out the mosquitoes, and you end up wiping out everything else that the mosquitoes eat. But we'll see. Oh, I saw you on the Texas mushroom page the other day. Yeah, I float around from place to place. On like the Texas mushroom page and the Texas flora page and some of these where people are doing plant identification, I used to spend a lot of time correcting identifications of people jumping up and saying that's this, and it's like no, that's not that, it's this. And then I decided if there are no answers yet, or maybe one answer, I'll throw an answer in, but otherwise I don't have time to throw a bunch of things out there. Nowadays I mainly watch the Texas mushroom page so I can see where different edible mushrooms are being found in Texas. Oh man, Wolf, you're killing me, Wolf. Morning from Maine. It's in the low 40s here. It won't be in the low 40s. Well, I guess it will get here in the low 40s, maybe December, January. Yeah, Ziggy, I agree with the being called prime mates. It's just, and I don't know, but other than humans, do other primates mate for life? I don't know. It's breaking down society. Old man yells at cloud. Yeah, I mean, we are primates, but hey man, tribes have power. Tribes have connection. Tribes watch out for one another. They're not just bumping around. Hey, good morning, Curtis. Yeah, it's like Chirpy invited friends. Hey, invite friends. What a concept. Maybe we could learn something from that. What do we got? We got 61 people watching right now. That's cool. That's around average. Screaming Blue Jay. No, in that case, so that was a very common problem, is a very common problem up in Alaska, out on the tundra during the spring and summer thaws when you have all this water around, and the swarms of mosquitoes have been known to kill like elk and moose and stuff. It's just, there's been so much water around now, and there's so many food sources in the way of cattle that they're attacking them. So it's not the GMO. And actually, it was the wrong location. That was taking place in Louisiana. It was Florida that was releasing the GMO. Yep, like rabbits and cane frogs in Australia, where they're just spreading over and taking over. Because I know the Simpsons. Well, the Simpsons have done an episode on everything, but there was that one episode of the Simpsons where Bart finds these two eggs, and they turn out to be these lizards, and they're very invasive lizards, and the lizards take over the town, and so the town imports this other animal to eat the lizards, and then that animal becomes a problem, and then they end up, basically bringing in gorillas into the town, and then they will, there's this long chain of invasive species that keep. They use one to try and take care of another and another and another. And then they bring in the gorillas because the gorillas will be killed by the cold weather, and and then there won't be a problem. Yeah. Another thing like grass carp being brought in. I'm not completely sure. But there's different invasive aquatic plants. And so someone had the idea of bringing some sort of fish in to eat them, or some beetle or something like that. And it turns out that particular fish or beetle didn't actually eat the plants that they were hoping they would eat. They just thought, these aquatic beetles eat plants. They will eat this plant. They didn't eat that plant. So we ended up with, a whole nother invasive species eating all the native plants. So crazy. Hey, good morning, Donald. How are you today? Okay, here's where the scientist has to be the party pooper. Kimberlyn, those big things, those big giant mosquitoes, crane flies, they don't actually eat mosquitoes. Dragonflies. Yep. I gotta say, yeah, I'm there with Nick. The GMO mosquitoes sound a bit like a sci-fi B movie. I wonder if there are any nuclear power plants in Florida. There probably is. Curtis. Okay. Oh, cool. Thank you, Curtis. So the turbulence under the water is twice as deep as the waves on top of the water. So I guess, yeah, with hurricanes, you're getting some, 30, 40-foot waves maybe. I don't know. But that still puts you pretty deep. So, yeah, you'd have to run silent, so run deep. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Chris is saying, Chris Holkett, my grandpa flew planes into hurricanes to take weather readings while in the Air Force. I have a lot of respect for those guys because in the end, with all the sensors and everything, the main thing is just to fly into the hurricane and get the real-time measurements. And that takes some bravery. Oh, good idea, Kimberlyn. So Kimberlyn responding to Mike Williams looking for a black walnut crusher. What about a can crusher? Might have to be modified some. Yeah, because aluminum cans are much easier, so the overall materials of the can crusher are fairly lightweight, so it might bend under a black walnut. But you are right; you might be able to modify it, reinforce it somehow. Okay. Review of pecan nut crackers indicate they don't hold up well. Force is required for black walnuts. Yeah. Bummer. Oops. Oh, is Dad here? Oh, Dad's here. At least, where's Dad? Oh, hey, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Hey, Dad. What do you use to break black walnuts? Do you still use a hammer or the car, things like that? You don't have like some sort of press or black walnut cracker? Oh, good morning, Mom. See, Dad's picture. You need to have the picture of the two of you, all cuddly and everything. And then I think Dad and Mom. But yeah, give us some tips on breaking black walnuts, Dad. Ooh. There we go. Ellen, Lem Company has a walnut cracker in their newest Kellogg. So that could be good. All right, so Dad's saying used hammer to break the walnuts. There you go, Mike. Tap your inner Thor. Oh, yeah, you would know, Nicole. The Navy doesn't risk it. They move the subs well out of the way of the hurricane. That makes sense. Ooh, Mike, from my experience with marine seismic exploration, typical surface wave action extends turbulence 100 to 125 feet of depth, so I can't imagine what a surface hurricane forces would be like depth-wise. Yeek. Let's see. Nope to mating for life with primates. Nope. Yeah, penguins mate for life. Loons mate for life. Geese, certain types of geese mate for life. Marmosets, do they mate for life? I don't know. Prime rib. Good question. I could go for some prime rib right now. Actually, not right now. Maybe in about 2-3 hours. Cardinals mate for life? Cool. Ooh, good morning, Laura, visiting Illinois, and it is 56 degrees. Nice. Hey, Dad, Mom, what's the temperature up there right now? I guess I could look at my phone, but... Hey, Patricia, nice morning up there in Hawkins. Cool. Oh, Terry, doves mate for life, too. It's interesting. Hey, Elizabeth. Good morning, Tina. It's okay, you're here. Whoops. I just saw Kathleen bringing up a... yeah. I was thinking about the Simpsons with the invasive species thing, too. Yep. We were supposed to have GMO mosquitoes in Houston, too. Being reminded of every animal that relies on eating mosquitoes have changed my position. Thank you. Yep. Web of life. Everything eats everything else. Deanna, for a goldenrod tincture for allergies, do we use the flower, stem, leaves, root, or the whole plant? So the most potent are the leaves and the flowers, but just straight leaves is all you need. The flowers, they're usually the last flowers of the year for the bees that the bees are gathering nectar from, so leave the flowers for the bees. Just use the leaves. When you harvest the leaves, like I said, you just take like the last 4 to 6 inches off the end of the goldenrod, and then it will, hydra out and start making 3-4 new growths. But yeah, you can hang it, let it dry, strip off the leaves. If you want, you can chop up the stem, but I found the stem after drying becomes very hard and generally isn't worth adding to the tincture. The leaves are potent enough. Ooh, Tina, the snakehead fish, is that the one they brought in to like eat stuff and it ended up being problematic on its own? Oops. Dina, another response to Mike. Mike, my dad says they used to wrap them in a towel or cloth and use a hammer, then the tedious task of picking out the good stuff. Yeah. Black walnuts are good, but they're a lot of work. Hydrilla, yeah, that's one of the... I don't know if you heard that. That was a loud bang. Oh, well. Yeah, hydrilla, one of those invasive species. Hey, good morning, Don. Oh, almost time for the group take. And the Mediterranean geckos are making trouble for the green anole, and then now we have the Cuban brown anoles that are running over the place. My boss's place up in the Heights is just covered with the Cuban brown anoles, and it's completely wiped out. Well, there are no green anoles being found anywhere. Hey, Donald, I'm doing well. How is Mom? Mom is watching, and Mom is just wanting people to know she's fine. She's fine. So, here we go. Exactly. So, Mike Williams, up in Lake Conroe, they brought in aquatic plants for making beds for bass, but then the plants made the lake unpassable when they brought in grass-eating carp, and then the carp took over the lake, and so on, and so on, and so on, until we bring in the gorillas. Yeah, there's a law called the law of unintended consequences. When you do something, there are unforeseen things going to happen. So sometimes it's best just to let things happen. For instance, suppressing forest fires. maybe you just let the forest fires burn, way back when, and then, you don't have the big, huge fires now. There's a really interesting presentation. Actually, is Jackie here? She shared it with me. So the book, the 1491. So basically, the story of North, Middle, and South America before the arrival of Columbus, and talks about it. And one of the things is, especially in North America, the author describes it as a continent of pyromaniacs, because they were constantly burning the woods and the grasses and so forth to keep things in control, to bring out nice fresh green grass that the bison liked and all this stuff. And it was a way of controlling. And they said when the Westerners first got here, you could ride a horse at full tilt from Florida to New York through the woods because there was no underbrush. All the underbrush was gone. It was all just small forbs. And the underbrush is what fuels the big fires. So there was that. And then, Westerners show up with all sorts of Westerner diseases, which decimates the Native American population over the next 100 years. And so the amount of carbon dioxide that was being released by the Native Americans burning all this stuff dropped, which was one of the contributing factors to the Little Ice Age that occurred in Europe. A big connected web. That's what we are. All right, it is 7:52. It is time for the group take for those of you who have them. Starting with the liver pill. Dun, dun, dun. So cleanse, support, detoxify, protect. A friend of mine posted, that she was taking the liver pills, and on her Facebook page, and then a bunch of her friends were saying, "Oh, is that desiccated liver? That sounds terrible. That sounds nasty." And over, she was nice enough that each person she corrected and said, "No, these are the plants that do this." So like 7 times she had to do that. But it made me think maybe we need to, I don't know, make the Plant Co. something bigger so people don't think this is like freeze-dried liver. Yeah, so Sarah, speaking of mosquitoes, you once mentioned how the leaves of blueberry work better than DEET. No, there are 3 compounds that are equal to DEET as far as keeping mosquitoes away and keeping them away as long as DEET. So not better, but equal to, which is dang powerful. Okay, next up, the brain pill. Woo, focus. You need to get the face for it to focus. So if you want to be smart during the day, the plants and mushrooms in this have been shown to help with all sorts of brain, thought, memory, acuity, problem solving, sleep. Ooh, I got an antidote for you, but 3 of the brain pill. We're getting some reports, and again, this is not scientifically proven or anything like that, but with the brain pill, some people taking it in the evening, like taking 1 pill before sleeping, have been having vivid, intense, lucid dreaming, which makes sense when you look at the science of the plants involved in mushrooms. Okay, the immune pill, another important one right now. And that's a 3-1. Wash that down. All right. So, superpowers activated. Da, da, da. I actually probably shouldn't say that, because now the FDA is going to come down on me for saying, "You're claiming those pills give you superpowers." And it's like, no, sir. I'm sorry, sir. All right. Here's a happy thought. Nicole, I saw 2 perfectly large, fuzzy, lumbering bumblebees in my pollinator garden. They were absolutely massive bodies, easily an inch long. Aren't those the amazing thing? They're like, how the heck is that flying? But those are cool. Yeah, so Kimberly, I missed lightning bugs, had them in Central Texas. They are endangered. I'm not sure if they're technically endangered, but they're definitely on the threatened list. A big problem with the lightning bugs, so they spend a lot of their life down in the soil and then come out when they're ready to mate and start doing the disco thing. But if people are putting down grub killer and fire ant killer, it's also killing the fireflies. So that's one of the big problems there. Oops. Good morning, Nathan. Sorry if I missed you. Is that what? Okay, Kathleen, the brain tilt just makes me more of a smartass. Is that why you keep ending up in Facebook jail now? Take the pill, go to jail. Yeah, citronella is extremely overrated as far as an insect repellent. Time is at 7:56. All right. Oops. Good morning, Chad. Okay, Chad, magnesium glycerate versus magnesium citrate. I recommend the magnesium citrate over the glycerate. The main reason is the citrate also has more benefits in the body than the glycinate. As far as I know, there's pathways that use the citrate. So you're getting a 2-for-1. The glycerate, I don't know of anything in the body that uses that. The glycerate might taste a little bit better, but if you're just swallowing it down, it shouldn't be an issue. All right. Oops. Tons of lightning bugs in Weatherford, and where I taught this weekend up at Spoke Hollow Outfitters, they had some. I was out on the just sitting outside watching the fireflies for a while, but I mean there was only like 4 or 5. I remember growing up in Minnesota where there would just be dozens of them. There was actually, when I was in New York, there was this one abandoned lot with this building that had like collapsed, and the rubble was all covered with plants, and it would be filled with fireflies. And I would actually take dates there, and we would sit amongst the rubble and watch the fireflies. Oh, cool, Chris. We have a long trail along a creek in Weatherford, and the lightning bugs take full advantage of it. It's like a light show at certain days. I believe it. Okay. I need my coffee. Oh, this is a happy story. Kimberly had a friend visit from Washington State and marked fireflies off her bucket list. It was adorable seeing a 33-year-old running through the yard with them, all smiles. They really are magical. I don't know how anyone can watch fireflies and just not think this is the coolest thing ever. Such a romance, truly. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Damn good fighter. Keep that in mind when you. Anyway. Okay, moving on. Okay, 7:59. Getting here, got a lot to do. Got a lot to do. Stop biting me, mosquito. So yeah, we're almost 8:00. So again, thank you, tribe. Always a pleasure. Always a great way for me to start my day, hanging out with you and learn things here. A quick question. Hey, good morning, Lamont. There we go. I use the crushed beautyberry leaves. Would you use to turn them into a liquid for the skin because they work for me? Okay, so side note, the human toxicity studies on the beautyberry chemicals has not been completed yet. So, I mean, people think it's nature, it's safe, blah, blah, blah. We don't know for sure. So I personally recommend not rubbing it directly on the skin, but rubbing it on clothing. Then as far as the 3 molecules themselves, they are a oil soluble molecule, not a water or alcohol or vinegar or rubbing alcohol. So you would have to crush up the leaves and soak them in something like olive oil for 6 to 8 weeks to extract out the mosquito repelling properties, and then use that. So, all right, tribe. Like I said, have a great day today. Happy Tuesday. We're through Monday. We're starting Tuesday. Got the garbage man coming tomorrow, so that's always exciting. Get rid of more stuff. It's the little things in life. All right, so here's to you. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. And just be awesome, people. Good one.